Once upon a time, in a quiet village by the sea, there lived a fisherman named Mr. John. Every morning before sunrise, he pushed his small wooden boat into the water and joined the other villagers on their daily fishing trips. He caught enough fish to keep some for himself and sold the rest to earn a simple living. His life followed the same routine day after day. He had no wife, no children, no family waiting for him at home. When the sea grew silent at night, so did his house. Loneliness often sat beside him like an invisible guest. One day, Mr. John decided to travel to a neighboring village to sell his fish for a better price. As he walked through a narrow forest path, he noticed something strange by the roadside. A man was sitting there, looking exhausted, with a small tiger cub resting beside him. The sight stopped Mr. John in his tracks. Curious and cautious, he approached and asked why the man was sitting there with such a dangerous animal. The man sighed deeply and said his family had not eaten for 2 days. He had no money left and could no longer care for the cub. With a voice full of defeat, he made an offer. If Mr. John gave him the fish, he could take the tiger cub in return. Mr. John hesitated. He knew how dangerous a tiger could be, even a young one. But as he looked at the man's tired eyes and thought about his own empty home, his compassion took control. He told himself that the cub was small, helpless, and maybe could bring warmth and purpose into his lonely life. In that moment, emotion spoke louder than reason. He agreed to the trade and carried the cub back to his village. When the villagers saw Mr. John returning with a tiger cub, shock spread quickly. They gathered around him, warning him of the danger. They reminded him that a tiger is born wild and remains wild, no matter how gently it is treated. Mr. John smiled calmly and assured them he would be careful. He believed that love, patience, and training could tame even the wildest nature. He built a strong cage on his veranda and fed the cub fresh fish every day. As time passed, the cub grew familiar with him. Mr. John talked to it, cared for it, and slowly formed a deep emotional bond. He even began taking it on walks through the village. Some villagers admired his courage, while others watched in fear, certain that trouble was only waiting for the right moment. For Mr. John, however, the tiger filled the silence in his life. It gave him a sense of purpose he had never known before. Years passed, and the cub grew into a powerful and majestic tiger. Mr. John felt proud. He believed he had proven everyone wrong. In his eyes, the tiger was no longer a wild beast, but a loyal companion shaped by love and care. One morning, Mr. John left for the neighboring village once again to sell his fish, leaving the tiger safely locked in its cage. The journey was familiar, and business went smoothly. After selling his fish, he rested, enjoyed a cup of coffee, and prepared to return home. But on his way back, disaster struck. A massive landslide blocked the mountain road. Despite many efforts, the villagers could not clear it quickly. Mr. John was forced to stay in the neighboring village for several days, unable to return home. When the road was finally cleared after 5 long days, Mr. John rushed back, his heart full of worry. As he entered his house, he found the tiger still alive, but weak and silent, sitting in the corner of its cage. It had not eaten for days. Overcome with guilt and emotion, Mr. John opened the cage and stepped closer, his eyes filled with love and regret. But hunger had awakened something deeper. In that tragic moment, the tiger's primal instincts took control. It attacked, unable to suppress its true nature. This heartbreaking story reminds us of a difficult truth. Some things in life cannot be changed, no matter how strong our emotions are. Just as a tiger's instincts can never be fully erased. Some people may hide their true nature for a time, but it will eventually resurface when circumstances change. Acting purely from sympathy while ignoring reality can lead to devastating consequences, whether it is a wild animal or a human character that cannot truly change. Wisdom sometimes means accepting the truth and keeping a safe distance. Today, through this story, we learned not only a life lesson, but also new words and expressions. Remember, learning English becomes easier and more meaningful when it is connected to real emotions and real stories. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing. This is Lessons Between Lines. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story, where we continue learning together.